My mother arrived October 16th, 2016. I said to her over dinner, my life was destroyed. So was theirs, meaning the old tenants of the house. Someone must always move out of a space for someone new to move in. That's just how it works. That's how housing works. My apartment soured. I needed a place to live. I wanted the current tenants to find a fabulous new place as soon as possible so I could move into my new house. March 2018, I found where they had moved into. It was too late for me now to stop the course that would have been set in motion. I just had to react, accept, cope, try to do my best in seclusion in Reno. Back in LA, my mother and I got all of our errands done. It was October 17th, 2016. I began to think it was all, perhaps, going to be okay. All of my overpreparedness paying off. Like Hillary Clinton in the last presidential debate. Didn't we see how that went? October 18th, 2016, my mother and I did some farewell sightseeing. We saw the stars on Hollywood Boulevard, the Museum of Broken Relationships, the costume store, the Chinese theater. Past the tourist part of Hollywood Boulevard turned to smoke shops and stripper stores. I remarked, that's what happens to the Hollywood hopefuls. It doesn't work out for, which is most of them. They feed the sex industry. With each 4-inch platform stripper shoe I saw, I knew I would need to buy a pair, begin dancing, prostitution, descend into sex trafficking, porn in the valley, more addiction like in my past. If my parents weren't rescuing me, I was poignantly aware, with every homeless person I saw that last day, that would be me, if not for my parents saving me yet again from Los Angeles. As they saved me from San Francisco, I have got to stop fucking in my life. I didn't come to Hollywood with stars in my eyes to become an actress. I came to Los Angeles to go to art school. Big diff. To become a writer and artist in Los Angeles for 10 years. But, when you don't have a job, things change. Gentrification changes. 10 years was a good run, my mother and I agreed. On the crosswalk. Back to the less sleazy part of Hollywood. I stayed up all night, October 18th, 2016. Sat in my boxed-in apartment the night before the movers came. On the freshly washed watercolor duvet in my feather-edged bathrobe, everything was working on a schedule. I began at 5 a.m. to get ready for the movers. Mom was going to come over at 8 a.m. The movers would come soon after. I took my morning Prazosin for PTSD. My hypervigilance and nightmares were gone by now. I was calm. Just handling shit as it needed to be handled. Doing what needed to be done. Prazosin, Prozac, Safex, Traylactol, and Klonopin, all my meds, were making me able to cope, even with the mental illness and all of the stress. I have to take a lot of medication to cope, even at this rudimentary fucking up my life at every turn level. I sat on the worn-out orange-flowered couch that we were leaving the apartment Thursday morning when I left Los Angeles forever. The couch I bought with Katie. The couch her ghost asked me to keep so she could hold me. Oh, my beloved Katie, you can still hold me and haunt me in Reno. In my grandma's basement where I'll be haunted by Grandpa Roy Guido's ghost. Onward to the house of the rising sun. To be haunted by Janet, Dewey, Theta, and Butch. You could haunt me and hold me with a veritable bevy of other ghosts. I will be the witch surrounded by ghosts like an American Horror Story Roanoke. I wanted my Reno nightmare to end as the Disney version without all the bloodshed. I have seen enough of death already. Hopefully my denouement will be a happy solitary witch surrounded by her beloved ghosts in a beautiful old haunted house. Doesn't that sound nice? If American Horror Story, My Roanoke Nightmare, didn't end like that, well, that's just television. This is my life. I like to weave myself into mythologies as I've been doing, because the reality is often too terrible to face. Or is it? Or is it intertextuality? Or is it the writing through, experimental writing, that my Calvitz-Bender, Matthias Wagner, introduced stuff to me in? Whatever it is, this novel's doing it. Mythologies. The mythology of Hollywood. The mythology of Valley of the Dolls. The mythology of American Horror Story. Making a mythology out of my own fear. To live in this awful world where such horrifying things can happen. I moved out of that Hollywood apartment in October 20th, 2016. The orange-flowered couch I abandoned had inches of blue feathers deep between the cushions. I found feathers on the dark wood stairs between opposite apartment doors. I saw a single blue feather on its step outside as movers removed my last boxes. Drummed out of Los Angeles by the rising tide of gentrification, I watched palm trees fade into oblivion in my rearview mirror. Descended upon my extended family in Reno with my gray cat, fancy clothes, and stash of prescription psychiatric medication. My life in transition began. Hiding out in my near 100-year-old grandma's basement for 3 months. 3 months. In 3 months, my house would be ready. 3 months of baking my abuela meat and 2 veg every night. Watching Reno local TV until after she drift off to sleep in her chair. 3 months, living in the converted basement with a pool table and Spanish conquistador paintings. A bathroom and a kitchenette. Not bad. With Art Deco tile laid by my dead Italian grandfather, Roy Guido. I set up my coffee pot, cat litter box, witch's room, yoga mat, installed Wi-Fi in an awkward circus with Charter Spectrum. I hung my blue feather-edged bathrobe on a gold rack of inexplicable purpose in my new room. That beloved feather-edged bathrobe I ordered from Yandy.com, inspired by Jessica Lange's delusions of fame and American Horror Story freak show. A lonely night in my grandma's 30-degree basement, I draped the feather-edged bathrobe around me, stepped over cat's vomit stains on the ruddy carpet, wrapped myself in a pill-printed beloved shirts blanket I ordered online, internet shopping, to reassure myself that I had not lost all touch with my former Valley of the Dolls life. Valley of the Dolls is the body text beneath a lot of my earlier writing. The film ends with Anne Wells moving back to her family's beautiful old home in a small New England town to live alone with her memories. Ascending to the ancestral home, she leaves her beseeching lover behind her, walks alone in the snow feeling free. Diane Warwick sings, "This is where I'll start again," as the credits roll. I too left the lover who wanted to marry me behind in Los Angeles. I too seek to ascend to my ancestral home. I too want to live alone with my memories. As Valley of the Dolls ends, my new life begins. My great-aunt and uncle built my future home in 1954. A squat, brick, 1-story, 2-bedroom on a plot of land with fruit trees in an old neighborhood in Reno. I didn't know it was the best neighborhood in Reno, but apparently it is. I named it my house with the rising sun. My dream house. The sun rose on my future if I even had one. My paternal grandparents lived there. 2 generations of widows lived out their old age between those walls. I'm the 3rd widow, going down to live out my days in the house of the rising sun. I drove past my already christened house of the rising sun on the way back from Save Mart. Dream staring at it out the window of my Honda Civic. I didn't park and linger as I so wanted to. This is Nevada, the Wild West. I didn't know if the current tenants had guns, would resent or fear a schizoaffective property stalker. What the fuck was I doing parked outside? I wish the current tenants no harm. I only wanted my family's back house in due time to live in until I died. By chapter 5 of Roanoke, Matt and Shelby Miller were driven out of the rural house they had hoped to make a home in chapter 1. Were Shelby and Matt then like the past residents of the house I moved into, perhaps? I was driving out the current tenants by moving in. I wished them no harm. I wouldn't kill or terrorize them to get them out. My God, no. A scat that the butcher do to those who come on their land. That's TV, that's different. But what was disturbing more and more as I watched the season unfold, wrote the beginning chapters of this book. I imagine my father's tenants were terrified enough by wanting to buy the house they lived in. That house, my house. My parents decided not to sell because I wanted to move in, not extending the lease beyond January 31st, 2017. The old tenants of the House of the Rising Sun left unhappily. I later found moved in across the street. They were encouraged by my landlord's father to leave, perhaps by my family's ghosts. My lust for brick and cherry trees would be sated in 3 months when their lease ran out. I waited peacefully in that basement while my cat stared up at me with deep green eyes. I am many who fled California, driven by market forces beyond our control. The storage unit where I stored all my worldly belongings is staffed by 2 San Jose transplants. The California cancer spread faster than I thought. Reno is Sierra Sanctuary. I tweet, I don't take gentrification personally. As I know, my old landlord, Hollywood, or old neighbors might be eyeing my Twitter for slander. That landlord made a business decision, and so did I. I didn't take the eviction personally after a while. It was a mercy eviction, given the cockroach-ridden hellhole my apartment became. I felt no bad blood towards my former apartment building. No hexes or curses were performed by this good witch. Who doesn't know how? I only felt nostalgic pangs in making the move I always knew was inevitable to Reno. I wrapped my blue feather-edged bathrobe around me in my grandma's basement. Celibate, sober, alone, declawed, in transition, writing on the internet my sole outlet and identity. Please don't cut my Wi-Fi like Julian Assange. I resisted erasing myself off the internet as it was all I had left to show for myself in this world. Pathetic Hollywood exile glamour. So aware of how much worse it could be. I sought a forever home, like a dog at the pound.